Hello, it's Hazel, and welcome to my channel, Hazel and Aka Design. When my son was a little kid, you know how children have trouble with certain words. It's usually hopsital and Pasghetti and stuff like that. Anyway, he couldn't say lonely. His thing was lonely. So I was feeling lonely, and I thought, why don't I turn on the camera and have a little craft and chat with you guys? So just to kind of bring you up to speed, it's July 4th when I'm taping this. Happy Independence Day to American subscribers and viewers and friends. I was away for several days. The Canada Day long weekend, I was in Jasper National Park marrying my niece. And it was really nice to have that family wedding and so on. I've learned, okay, I'm still in recovery mode, still, what is it, about a month or so since my surgery. So a couple more weeks of, taking care about lifting and straining and stuff like that. I have to say, like a dummy, every so often I forget, push myself, and then end up banishing myself to, well, not bed rest exactly, but spending time prone in bed or propped up in bed, watching Netflix usually. And of course, because, there's idle hands, that whole idle hands thing, especially if you're a baby boomer and have that work ethic, that whole notion that if you're not doing something, then obviously you're wasting time and are not a very, not a contributing member of society. Anyway, that's how I spent yesterday. Basically, fussy cutting, sorting beads, and, doing jewelry, stringing beads, and so on. Okay, so when you look at this, you probably think, okay, what is she doing now? And you think, oh my God, is it another masterboard? Does that woman not know anything besides masterboards? Well, Your Honor, in my defense, I would say this is not a masterboard. It is a collage wannabe. So some of these boys are glued down and others are not. And so as I was doing this, I thought, well, I can show you what I'm doing. And I can tell you that I've gotten another commission for a baby book. Little more notice this time, thank goodness. I think the shower for that kid will be in August at some point. And so I'll show you some of the things that I've grabbed for that. I have to say that, that's two boys in a row. So I'm thinking, holy cow, kind of slim pickings, I think, in what I had on hand. And trust me, it's hard to wrap your head around that when there is so much around me. Anyways, we were coming home. And of course we needed to buy groceries because, Mother Hubbard's cupboard was bare. I said, geez, maybe I can go to Dollarama and Dollar Tree and see if I can pick up, get a few small items that would give me a few more things to deal with. Well, in one place I got nothing whatsoever. And in another, let me just show you. How far down could it be in this pile? Oh, I should say that the theme, okay, the mother likes, okay, it's again a minimalist type set of parents. The mother's favorite colors are black and white, and the father's is green, and he's a mechanic, restores cars, so a cars and truck theme. So I got this. And I really don't like these poofy little stickers. So I'm sure I'll be separating them. So that was what I had to go on. So I have begun, well, in a minute I'll show you what I've done. But I thought to myself, babies, babies are fine, but those babies grow into bigger boys and then into men. So why don't I use some of these millions of little fussy cut images, like these that look similar, all came out of the same book. The ones where you've got this orange plaid chair, that came out of a kid's book. So this came out of a pattern book. I don't know where I can't remember where that one came from, but let me just tell you that he was holding a giant ribbon-worthy carrot. So I cut the top off, cut the piece off there, and this kid's noggin is covering the actual carrot. So there's a method to my madness. Anyway, the boy is, I guess, he was a long baby, and he's gaining weight quickly, and he has brown hair. So on some of these boys, I actually I darkened this kid's hair. Anyway, enough yapping. Let us begin. So because I had to cover up a carrot and, whatever, this boy went down first. This kid went next. This one sort of looked like he belonged at the edge of the page looking in. And these are the other ones that I'm considering for this right-hand side. So I have a variety of things. I mean, there are a couple sort of baby-type images. This is from an old reader. We've got a couple of options for the boy reading. So we'll see how that works. There's this baseball one. So anyway, I'm going to continue with this right-hand side. And basically, I'm just using a glue stick. Now, well, that said, maybe I'll switch to our glitter glue for the sake of the video. So I just basically wanted a variety of boys because I think obviously I have no idea how the baby book will be used, but I would hope that at some point, maybe there's a little too much blue on this page. I want that one there instead. Maybe not. So let's put this kid down. Anyway, I kind of think, or I would hope that at some point, that the book ends up with a pride of place in the nursery, in the house, and that somewhere along the way, when parents are teaching a kid about books, and they have their favorite books, that maybe the parents will show this boy, and his name is Knox, Knox, so that's different, showing this kid the book that is all about him. And so I think it would be kind of nice if it wasn't all baby, but gave him a chance to, well, there's a boy on a stool, there's a boy with a lollipop, there's a baby with his finger in his mouth, and different vintages of images as well. That was sort of my thinking. Again, because I was away and because I was relegated to the bedroom, I am behind on replying to your comments on videos, and I'm kind of slow in, sorry, I've got to get his toe a little better. I am trying to catch up watching my videos. So be patient with me, please. I will get to it. I feel like that hand looks kind of dumb, so I might as well just cover this up with this boy. So I do, like I said, I do have a bit of time to do this book, and just, I guess part of it is because of my personality. I don't want to do the same thing over and over again. I'd have to shoot myself out of sheer boredom. So that is the reason why I wanted a book that was different than the last one. Plus, every child is different. That may not be the greatest, so we'll just hold him in abeyance until we figure that out. But also, since it's Renee that has ordered this second book, I also want to show, well, I mean, she's bought other journals too, so I guess she probably has figured out I'm not a one-trick pony. So that's the reason I'm purposely doing something different than last time. Now, I intend to leave this this plaid chair and that orange shag rug there just because I think having a variety of sizes of images adds more interest to the project as well, or to the spread as well. I would like to say that I've reached out to Brenda Clark, and if you don't know her channel or haven't already subscribed, then please do that. I'm just trying to see where I might have missed the glue. Anyway, we are going to be getting together next week to do our journal swap. So looking forward to that, because it's always fun to see a fellow, do I have a card here? A fellow journal maker. And it'll be fun to see if each of us like what the other one has done for us. Oh, I guess I should do a bit of, maybe I won't make you watch that part. Look at this boy from the 50s. What I was muttering about here is that let me just cover this up. I might as well do it. It won't take long. I don't like the white, so wherever possible, I do use this Fisker's little thing to remove these little things, and I think it makes a heck of a difference. Now, maybe not as much in this case because it's, on a white piece of paper. However, on any other kind of paper, it definitely does matter. Oh, and I was just watching a video that Carrie, the paper monkey, did on the cinch machine. She went into painstaking detail. She showed us a mistake that she made while learning, so those are always good videos. Not because we like to see a YouTuber squirm, but because it proves that we all are still learning, no matter how long we've been at it. If we're doing it right, we're still learning, is my opinion. Anyway, so she was showing she was showing her first attempt using her cinch machine. So when I commented on the video, like every good viewer should be, I said, oh, thanks for doing it. Very informative. It's kind of making me want to break out my brand new cinch that's been languishing in its box for more than 2 years now. So anyway, she mentioned another interesting point, and I'm glad she did, because this might help with me trying to become an Amazon affiliate. Okay, so basically, an affiliate program with anybody means that if, there's a click through and an action is taken, that the person, whoever, if you went to Amazon from my links, I would get a small little commission, and you would pay the same price as if you had just gone there on your own. But what Carrie said is that all you have to do is use a listed link to get to the site. You don't have to buy that item. You just need to use that as your access point to get to Amazon. So isn't that great? You could click on any one of my links, get there, do whatever it is that you wanted to do, and I get my qualifying blah, 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 jumping through hoops, get that done. And Or maybe this boy should be over here. He's got a funny looking leg there because of the way there was his brother's head was there. Anyway, so I'm just passing that along. I sure hope that's correct and accurate. Maybe we need a baby on this page. That kid also has. Maybe I should chop that little bit of leg off. Anyway, so if you're so inclined and want to help me, get there, I'd appreciate it if you do that. And they don't let you go on forever trying to jump through that hoop either. Okay, I'm trying to talk, and now these boys are kind of similar, but I like that he's looking in and he also has a book. So I think regardless of that, I'm going to use him. Maybe Lollipop Boy can come in here. Yeah, his head could touch the bench. What the heck? Okay, these guys are all nailed down except this one. So let me just continue to glue. And I could just shave a little bit off this boy's shoulder so I can get him closer to the corner. Yeah, so I thought that was very a good piece of info. I would also, this is turning into a bit of a commercial. Sometimes when you stop looking at your subscriber numbers, there seems to be a jump in the number. So if you haven't yet subscribed, I really hope that you consider doing it. We're inching our way to 1,000 subscribers. They tell me that's the hardest. And after that, it's, a piece of cake. We'll see. Anyway, it would trigger my giveaway. So I hope that if you haven't already done so, that you do that again. No cost or obligation. I would also like to say that I haven't done an Etsy restock or video or anything like that lately. But I did go into my store and slash prices, especially on digitals and on some of the physical items as well. And it's not just a timed sale or get it, before it's gone kind of thing. These are permanent price drops. So again, it's my way of, number one, moving some stuff, increasing exposure, and let me put this boy down first. Okay, how are we going to know the spot? I'm just going to make a teeny weeny little mark there. Let's put him in glue. And, okay. Oh, and helping out also with, the pressure that everyone is feeling price-wise. So I haven't checked, to be honest. I ran out of time to see whether or not the prices match with my coffee shop, or even if I have the same items there. Like it's one of those annoying little realities of having, to try to monetize this whole junk journal. I said junk journal. I usually try to avoid saying that. This whole journal, handmade book, artist endeavor thingamajig. That's what I say instead. Doesn't that just roll off the tongue? Okay, time to decide. I like that boy running, so he's definitely going there. Maybe I should use this in this case. Anyway, of course, having been away, you come back and you see, all the peonies are in bloom. And I have to say that I have a peony bush that is at least 35 years old. And I will never remove it, simply because it was totally covered up. And I mean covered up with truckloads of gravel, building materials, backfill, all kinds of stuff during our renovation or our addition 5 or so years ago. Anyway, so I think that if something can survive all that to reemerge, that it has earned its keep. So there's that one, and it's like I don't know, I think maybe only old people say this. It's like an American Beauty color. And of course, it's big in diameter, and the heads of the flowers are gigantic, and so on. In other areas, I have white and light pink and maybe a darker pink too. It feels like something is needed there, but is it this boy in a... It has to be shallow enough that maybe it has to be this kid. Otherwise, he'll be sitting on that kid's head. I probably should have had everything a little bit lower. This was a very thoughtful boy. Looky there. And I'll leave his hair color as is, because we got a little kaleidoscope of hair colors here. Okay, let me glue this down, and I'll show you what else is in the project box. Anyway, so, and the lilacs that we have a couple of specimen sized, like we have a little Miss Kim lilac and a Korean lilac. Those have bloomed. Oh my goodness, I left my glue uncovered. Sure doesn't take much to have that dry up. Oh, I forgot to use this little guy. Well, we have that baby there. Okay, good enough. So these guys will go. Oh, and I also have this. Now, these came from a digital that I got a long time ago. I will use them elsewhere, I'm sure, in the book. Okay, so this is just an ordinary piece of stationery. Rather thin. Hopefully when that glue dries, it won't be so evident that, or I'll be having to cover that up with something else. So I'm working in the green there, as you can see. So let me show you the cover. Now, it is not complete. I just used a, I guess it's 12.5 by 9.5 sized business envelope, and I used white simply because this fabric, I think it was a napkin or something. I bought a bunch of them at a thrift store. They were brand new, but it's really quite thin. Like, I don't know if you can see the outline of my hand underneath, but it's thin. So to give it a little push, I used a piece of felt. Now, of course, the felt wasn't quite big enough. So I ended up having to put a little narrow patch in at the end. I didn't care so much that it didn't go right to the edge, because I intend to zigzag there anyway, and it won't be this little change in elevation. It won't be obvious. And then on the inside, I just used some scrapbooking paper. These two pieces are not the same, even though I thought, oh, 12. Anyway, I'll spare you the details. But so I just have a little F with an arrow pointing that way, so I would remember that this is my front cover. And not that there's anything so different here, except that this was the side of the envelope that had the, the flap. So it's thicker there. And I thought, okay, the leading edge of the book will probably get more wear and tear than the back would. So once this has had a better, and I used this tacky glue on both the felt and the fabric. I have to say, it's kind of annoying stuff, but yet for this purpose, it seems to work. And I, of course, didn't have it totally solid, because that would have been a fool's errand, especially on felt. So this will continue to dry, and then I will zigzag around. Now, or maybe a straight stitch, who knows. I guess a zigzag would be a little more, strengthen it up a bit. So again, the mother likes black and white, the father likes green. So my choices, I've been kind of racking my brains. What am I going to use on the cover? So luckily, because okay, I'll tell you what I did wrong yesterday. I moved, and this is months ago, I had a bookcase full of how-to books and autobiographies and so on writing. So, writing for health and mental well-being, writing, travel writing, just you name it, I had the title. Because I, of course, was going to write the Great Canadian Novel, or better still, a nonfiction book. Anyway, I hadn't looked at those for a long time. So I figured I can better use this space by moving those books downstairs to a bookcase, and then using the stuff I'm actually using daily. And this is all in this wall-to-wall closet that I have behind me. Anyway, so I'd done that months ago, but of course, it was just a, can I say, half-assed job. I had just taken all the books down in piles that I could manage, and I thought, oh, maybe I needed to work my way to an area there, so why don't I just stand them up or lay them down or put them into their place? Now, is this anal or is this very smart? Before I got into this journal making business, I had an extensive library, still do, and I had all my books separated first nonfiction from fiction, and then alphabetical by author. So, and of course, the writing books are the same. Well, needless to say, I didn't worry about that yesterday. But after I had done even just moving those small stacks of books, a pile at a time, I only got, I think, 3 shelves done. And I'm thinking, oh, why did you do this? It stayed on, crazy for so long. And then you decide to do this. And anyway, so I relegated myself to bed. However, I have been looking at things during this kind of quiet time here in the studio. This is from a wedding invitation kit, and it happens to be green. Now, we know that there are a million greens out there, so which green is it that the father likes? Who knows? Not me. Then I had this beautiful calendar with all these baby poses. And the poet, the painter's name was Bessie Pence Gutman. And so found a brown-haired baby, and I thought, okay, this is probably going to be the cover. Now, we know that on the cover, we can afford to have a little more depth. So for now, this is all I know, other than I found these too when I was looking for things. These are felt, so that's why they probably appear a bit fuzzy on your screen. And obviously, I won't have them across a baby's face. But that, excuse me, that brings in the black element. So for now, I just have this clipped together because, and I don't know how you work, but what I have found out about myself is that I get an idea, or I get, picking up, I'm doing a project, whether of my own volition or, in this case, an order. So first, excuse me, the first thing I did, obviously, was bring up that organizer that I had all the baby stuff in. But of course, I don't truly have all the baby stuff in it. I didn't have all these baby calendar pages, but I found them in my explorations. I hadn't put this piece of fabric away. This was part of the box that Kim Newberg had sent me when she sent me a whole bunch of goodies. Really cute. There are a whole bunch of green license plates on here. Cars, trucks, license plate. This somehow will get used. I still had pages out of this baby book. And in fact, I had already folded them thinking, oh, these are pages that could be used. But if I put them in a signature, then the title sort of gets... So I think these got pulled out of the rotation or out of the decision, but may still get just inserted into a pocket or something because they would fit. And what was this? Oh, I thought this was a good page to have. What in the world was going on the day you were born? So these things are on standby. Then I had this kind of a ratty old book called My Truck Book. I took out, oh, and I'll show you that. Oh, I'll show you that in a minute. It was, of course, full of truck pictures. And I thought, now I would attach a Post-it with an explanation. What good is this to me? But isn't it perfect as a writing board? But anyone who's never had a journal before won't know that. So I'll attach something to that. So that will get included. This is a pocket that I made out of, a kid's reader. There's an old car. Nobody's wearing a helmet, so just overlook that part. But this motorcycle cop. This was a little coin envelope. I stitched around it, and I also have this little vellum pocket that says "Spit Happens," which we know, tongue-in-cheek, could easily mean something else. I will attach it to a page like so it'll be a side-loading thing, and who knows, maybe from the top, but this is done, and it's got the black stitching around it. I wonder why I didn't stitch around this. I guess I could add that to my sewing. I also had this, and I stitched around it. These are some of the images out of that little book that didn't quite fit in what I'm going to show you. So I just backed them, and I suppose I could stitch around them. I don't know if I'll be using them or not, but they're here. I could probably move this cover out of the way. So what did I do with all the truck images? Well, you may know that I love accordion books. So I thought, why don't I make an accordion book with all those pages? This is from 1960. And I used this washi tape for another touch of black and white. And where possible, I tried to have, now these things were just glued in, so I tried to make the trucks match where it would be visible. And there are lots of pages here. I don't know if you can see that all or not, but okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, I guess. And then the other side, I don't know if I'm going to leave this side as it is, because this is weird and this is weird. But, I can still ponder that. I'm not going to worry about turning this into journal pages or not. I just have visions of the parents opening up and look at all the trucks. And hopefully they will appreciate, the vintageness of it all. I think I have that's a fussy cut thing. And I think I didn't follow my own. Oh, and I also picked out a book plate in case I want to use that. Or a little label thing. This is from a Richard Scarry thing. I have others that I fussy cut. Who knows where they are. Anyway, but this time I was smarter. I used my upholstery thread instead of sewing thread. I just have it loosely knotted here. Oh, that's good. It can't come off. Added a K for his initial. And, of course, used green, white, and black. I think I said in the last dangle video I did, not that it's not wise to make this ahead of time until you know what the journal cover is going to, the actual size of the journal. So this, as it is too long. However, if I do a spine dangle, mind you, that's an unfortunate spacing there, that long skinny bead, you know, maybe it ends up like so. So you can see how little by little pieces start falling into place. Again, so far I'm just keeping all of this stuff together in this, one of those Dollar Tree boxes. Now you may remember from the last journal that I had these kind of, you know, these came from those early scrapbooking kits when people thought this was so beautiful. It's not, but I can use this to my advantage somewhere in the journal, so I'm keeping that handy. I already showed you these, so this will be used, not all of it obviously. But let's just keep going here. So then I, of course, first of all, I was playing around with signature pages. Now, I happen to know this father because he works at a tire shop, and we had, you know, mechanical work done there. That's where we take our flats and so on. So I know that some of their customers are farmers. So it seemed to me that this wallpaper with tractors, like, I mean, they're wheeled. You'd think that anything with a wheel is fair game. So I don't know if this is exactly how the pages will be. I also know, let me just show you. I keep moving these things back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. These pages are the tallest ones are 8.5 by 11. So you can see that there's a fair bit of space at the top. But I like that because it will allow me to put in a grommet there without interfering with anything. Oh, the reason I actually brought it to you like this. Oh, you know what? I should keep this darn thing closed because it feels like it's to start putting the curve into it. I'll do that in a second. But you can see I haven't really got a spine here. Oh, I hope that wasn't a mistake. Okay, I told you that these two things are not even, but I thought, well, they will help reinforce the spine, so why not put them there? And however I cover this up will also be another layer of reinforcement. But if I don't, let me do something right now about that. I should probably be trying to just randomly pick a spot here to try to shape this thing. I don't want to fold it in half. And you know, adding that felt kind of, oh, look at that. This side seems good, this side doesn't. I should have folded this. I know I've heard other YouTubers talk about both things, folding and don't folding while the glue is still drying. I might end up having to put a trim on there. Anyway, let me do that right now. So it begins to either stretch and take a shape that I want it to. And see, if I wouldn't have shown you that, I wouldn't have noticed this till maybe too late in the process. So I will probably leave this overnight even. And then do the zigzagging. And the whole reason I picked it up in the first place was to show you that you need to make sure, or at least I don't like gator mouth, so I need to be sure that when I put these two, and I think I ended up with maybe 7 pages in each one, that there's room to grow without it becoming a problem. Now, of course, I could always put a closure of some type around it. But, we don't want that to be, we don't want it to spring open like a jack-in-the-box either. So this may or may not change is, I guess, the point I'm trying to get to. Wallpaper border. Out of a book on trucks. This is from that vintage photography book. Oh, and see, it's just that kind of a thing. So automatically there'll be another layer of paper at it. But here's this little old-timey boy. Oh, that's a real razor. When I let my grandsons pretend to be shaving, it was with bath foam, or foaming bath stuff, and a blade removed from a disposable razor so that there was no bloodshed. Oh, one of the things I did find at the Dollarama was this cute tissue paper. Now, unfortunately, you only get a couple sheets of this and a whole bunch of red. Excuse me. But isn't that great? So there are a variety of trucks in there, plus construction equipment. So I just, I used an end paper, I guess, out of a book, and left that pocket there. I'll probably decorate in some format, and I did sew around it. So there are possibilities here. Oh, and I did buy this at Dollar Tree, I guess, simply because of the Volkswagen. It's the cutest little thing ever. The rest of these things really don't. It's more travel themed than a, cars and trucks thing. But I have placed an order, and I guess if that stuff comes in time, it'll be good. And if it doesn't, I will wonder why in the world did I spend more money when I didn't really need to. I should say that sometimes, now this is obviously the back side of the page. Sometimes it's a good idea to go over the back side if you're stitching, especially on something thin like this, or maybe everything, and sort of press down those little push marks that the needle made. You can see that I used, that was out of a kid's book of some sort, and another page out of the truck book, and I sewed it together, and those will be 2 top-loading pockets. Again, this was some wrapping paper that's really vintagey. Not the right colors, but cute. And this was a book that I had, and I really like the paper. I've actually done gel printing on it. And it's a drawing and something book. So I came across this again just by accident. Well, I'll show you here some more pages. So there would be a prompt on there. So it says draw houses in this landscape. But I thought, oh, look, there's a road. So I don't know if I'll be using these in some format or that looks like the front of a Volkswagen perhaps. There's a road, kind of a weird intersection, but anyway, it says draw some cars. So these were obviously tall. There's more highway there. There's a strange looking guy driving a truck. So I have these on standby if I want to use them in some way. Anyway, boy, girl, I don't know. I'm letting her be in this book. And this is sewn top and bottom, so these will be side-loading pockets. So, okay, so let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you will see that there is not much journaling space there at all. So there will either have to be a page like this added. Look how darn cute those little Volkswagens are. So that there's more blank paper. So maybe I will tuck that in just there. This paper is so thin. Again, this is I think Dollar Tree paper. You know, those little paper packs you get. But anyway, it's cute. It's just almost see-through. So I have that as one signature. And I said to Renee, basically, so you want basically the same size as the book I did for Brody. Now, if I find once I've got the cover sort of figured out that I have room to add some paper, I will. So I could use some of these pages I just showed you, you know, with the intersections and the truck driver and so on. I included this because, well, I would say I want to say that paper is green, but is it? Now I'm second guessing myself. This is the same tissue on an envelope, and I sewed around it. And just to make it easier to fit the tissue and to have it with no waste, I just cut off those two little parts that were there. So there's that. Here's another one of those. So I could actually add some writing paper to this and have it fold out or whatever. This is a really cute page out of a kid's book. And because, what was the other side of it? Nothing that had anything to do with what we're doing here, so I covered it with more plain paper. So I guess there's all that room to write too. Here is more vintage wrapping paper, and you can see it must have been for a birthday party because there are balloons and a cake, but also a boy in many sportsy poses. And look at the foxing that has gone. And this also is out of that drawing book. So it's, you know, again, the kinds of pictures of kids that kids would draw. So I thought that was kind of cute. And then here is another page out of that. Did I have it like so? Maybe I could do this. And I do this repeatedly until I finally sew it in. Oh, I should go this way because I think... Oh, yeah, here's the photography here, or the photo here. So, again, a boy from the 30s or 40s latching onto the back of a truck, which is not recommended. So this is a full wide ledger. I used a flashcard as a pocket, again because of the color, and a zebra because of the black and white. And that is kind of where I am. Oh, not quite. I think it was Gail Augustinelli that a long time ago did a video on just using, like making a snippet with just little strips of paper. And so I did this on what? That could be adding machine tape, to be honest. I have a narrow roll like that. And then obviously crazy stitching. So, you know, this could easily be, you know, a black and white belly band. So that's why I have that near me. I don't know, like I said, if these signatures will be exactly as you see them. But especially because of the wallpaper, I like to keep a good clip on them just to, again, help train the fold. Okay, I showed you that. Here's another vintage kid having a bath. This is out of Ideals. Now that color, I mean, the page is too big. The color is kind of in your face. This is really cute. This is also out of a book about boys. This side has some horses and a chicken, though, so I don't know. They've got a gumball machine, so that's a possibility. This is more of the wrapping paper, so we don't know how that's going to go. I kind of picked all the black and white. I guess it would be easier to see things if I didn't just keep stacking them on each other. Black and white washi tape. I don't know. This is one of those IKEA paper measuring tapes. I may choose to use this somehow. I've got this green handprint that came out of an Ideals magazine. Wait, I thought I did something else. Oh, I have this little scrappy thing, you know, with these paper fasteners. This one is, I don't know, maybe a little bit feminine, but we'll see if this makes the cut. Oh, after the other baby book was done, of course, I found this roll of ribbon. So it's cute, and I did end up, after the flip through of that other book, adding some of this in because it was too sweet not to. So I have that. Oh, I also found some, oh shoot. I have that is probably 25 years old that I'm determined to use on the cover, hopefully. Some green, whoops, you can't see those. Green brads. Hopefully I'll use some of those. Some more black and white images. These are kind of green stickers. Oh, and I went through my decks of cards. I think I showed you that. Oh, here are some more Richard Scarry images. So we'll see if those get used somewhere. These are, I don't know what the deck is called. But anyway, it's about driving. So this has, and I picked the ones that had the most green on them. So fueling up, repairing tire, which would be so appropriate for the father, and the stoplights. These have green backgrounds. This has wheels. This is black and white. Because this Ite and Ool don't really make sense, I'd probably trim that or cover it. So we'll see. You know, these end up becoming journaling cards. What else? What else? Maybe getting to the bottom of the bin here. Oh, I still have some of these that I stamped from before. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Let me look under my blotter. Or not my blotter. Well, I guess that's kind of a blotter. I thought I had done something else. Oh, well, while I'm here, why don't I show you what these are? they've been flattening out. Oh, this is some Santa drawer paper. Love it. But you know how they usually have that curvature in them. So I'll let them continue to sit there. These are some napkins that I bought lately. And I just added them to, vintage end papers. Look how nice that one is. Beautiful. Love the look of those tiles. I don't know if this is right side up or not. There's this. Oh, maybe I was thinking about the tissue paper trucks. That was probably it. So yeah, these guys are just under here for the time being, flattening out. So maybe I have shown you everything I've done. Could that be? I think that might be all I have to show you for today. I will, though, continue to work on this because obviously there's a deadline. And I'll try to intersperse it. And of course, I'll do a final flip through. Like I said, hopefully the stuff that I ordered. What did I order? I ordered some truck and car dies. Could do some die cutting. What else? One thing that I thought was a wee bit, you know, you can have, I guess maybe that's the lesson here, or the observation, not the lesson. I mean, it is what it is. You can have millions of pieces of, so I could use that as a belly band too, that's a cutoff. Millions of pieces of fabric of every size and description. And then the order comes and you realize, I don't have what I actually need. That's why I did spend some time looking at the fabric that I have and deciding that, hey, it's green. That's a good color. I probably wouldn't reach for it otherwise. So why not use it? And I think it's a good lesson or a good reminder for me, and maybe a lesson or reminder for you that, you know, if we don't have every single thing we want, like I was totally shocked that cars and trucks don't seem to be the theme at all for paper, or, well, I mean, looking at the dollar store, for paper or party supplies or, you know, little cheapo books. Like, what the heck is everything? What is it? Is it dinosaurs? I don't get it. Is it Star Wars? And I also have these that I might use because it's more black and white. I should keep all the photos together. So there's that. I always kind of like to include a crying baby if I can. Not necessarily. This one I already backed. Is it any wonder anyone survived their childhood? I should leave this one separate because it's ready to go. Anyway, okay, guys, I will keep you posted on how this goes. I also, I guess another observation I could make about my own process and my own preferences is that it is possible to have your stuff in a little, 3.5 or 4-inch bin and get a journal out of it. Now, of course, I have more overflow, but I got rid of anything girl-related or... Anyway, to have all this stuff, you can make a very beautiful project or two You don't need a million totes, baskets, boxes, file folders, and pouches like some unnamed people shall do. I'll probably scratch that. AKA purple journals, tree journals, and blush journals. So, again, why am I telling you this? You probably aren't like me in that sense. You're probably more sensible. Now, the other thing that I still haven't done is look for more fabric that could work, you know, because a fabric flip is nice, or a fabric pocket or whatever. I do have this. I do have this. So, am I going to do a fabric flip? I don't know. Am I going to be successful when I look for clusters? Just trying to keep all these things together. One thing that is handier for me, and I don't know if you agree with that or not, or have found the same to be true for you. See, this could be the top layer. Now, this is obviously to pretend it was going this way. Did I just make a fabric flip in front of your very eyes? I need a bigger clip. I need to stop putzing with this while you're watching. Okay. About a nickel for every time those things have gotten bent. Okay, so it'll be hard to, maybe I'll have to cut that. I'm just going to try to roughly do this a wee bit straight, and I could fray the edge, I'm sure. Okay, that's not too bad. And if I trim kind of behind you, then that will look foolish. These are such small scissors. Oh, those are pinking shears. Maybe that's the answer. Then I can sort of get away with that little notch there. I can't remember what I was saying. Oh, what I have found is that, and I think I showed them in a thrift haul, London Drugs was selling these plastic, acrylic, whatever they call it stuff, you know, the see-through sort of storage solutions. And it has compartments, I think 4 or 5 compartments that are about yay wide. And I find that it's like a vertical file in that you can prop up, and it's maybe 5 inches wide or so. You can prop up journaling cards or things that you've worked on. And I just find that an easier way to see things than, you know, piles. Some people are pilers and some people are more vertical in their how they store, whether it's paper or... This is still relatively straight, so that's good. This I would leave frayed because it looks good. This I will tear about there. Easier said than done. Oh, look at how that frayed. Well, I guess we have no choice. Oh my goodness, it's such a loose weave. I kind of almost wrecked it right there. Let's get these threads out of here. Anyway, so if I haven't watched and commented on your videos recently, know that I'm getting to it. If you have commented my videos, thank you so much. I'd love to hear from you guys. Know that I am, let's fray this a little more. Know that I will get to that as well. See what you guys are up to. Maybe I'll put this part with the, I did iron this, by the way. And this will cover it up. And we have a fabric flip. Now, because this is, or at least this polka dotted piece is quite narrow, I cannot use the paper fastener, so I'll probably, I might just, you know, grab a piece of embroidery thread or something, you know, in a shade of green. Or how would that be? A little too big. I have 2 of these stars. I could do that. Oh, it would have to be, do I have enough clearance though? It would almost cover up some of the script. And I don't think I have any other pre-stamped. Why don't we just do that? Do I want, is this going to be, that's that size. That's, I guess, 1/8. Whoopsie. I want to make a mark. Make sure I catch it. So about there. It's about 1 inch. And about there. I have my doubts whether this is going to cut through. But the option is going for, reaching for my crocodile. And oh, looky there. I guess I'm stronger than I thought. Oh, but you know what this means. If I'm using a brad, then, well, that's not great, is it? I might have to switch to a smaller brad, even though I wanted to get rid of these stars. Bottles and booties. Darn it. I'm going to have to find some other brads that are smaller. I have some round ones. I have some square ones. So, good idea, but no cigar on this one. Okay, that is where we're going to stop right now. So hopefully some of what I said has provided you with some information or some things to consider. Like I said, I will continue to involve you, well, hopefully involve you in the process. I'll definitely show you what I end up, well, let's just see how this unfolds, I guess. Because I don't want to promise to show every step and then not do it. So maybe what I will do is definitely do the flip through. And so for today, we're going to leave it where we are. Thank you so much for being here. I do hope that you subscribe. We, like I said, the minute we get to 1,000 subscribers, there will be a giveaway. And I am going to be getting to your comments. So, oh, maybe what I'll do, since I haven't done that many of them, is when it comes time, when the signatures are sewn in, and it comes time to make a new spine dangle, I think that I could probably do that as a video because I think everyone is slightly different, and we know that the last one was a bit of a gong show, so who knows? Maybe the next one will be better. We can always hope, hey? Anyway, okay, I'm stopping there. Thank you so much for being here. Bye-bye.